Good morning, boys and girls. That was a shit clap. That was a better one. Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to the Daily Crack. And you got a view today of the mighty Westgate Bridge. Again, can you believe this? I fucking forgot my tripod. So again, we're back to the rock. And that's the orange for after. The treat. The fucking, like, how do you forget a tripod 2 days in a row? I tell you why, because I was making video reels at the gym the other day. And the other day, yesterday would have been the other day, yesterday. And I completely fucking forgot to put it back in the car. But anyway, so I'm at a funny angle. That should be level. But because you're on the walkway, it'll work. It'll work. Awesome backdrop. Awesome backdrop. Anyway, how are things? It's Friday here. It's a lovely Irish overcast sky. Fantastic. I'm still wearing sunscreen because I'll still get burnt. You know yourself. Usual crack. Hashtag in the comments down below if you're watching live right now. Hashtag later on if you're watching later on. And let's get the Friday feeling happening. Let's get a little bit philosophistic on today. And the question I want to ask you is, number one, being super realistic with yourself. Where are you along your journey? Giddy up, brother. Good morning to you too. Where are you along your journey? Think about that one. But also, do you know you're on a journey? Your journey doesn't need to be fitness related. You could be on a journey of seeking a fulfilled relationship. Working on the career of your choice that brings you, again, fulfillment. I'll be using that word a lot today. Maybe you're dealing with a breakup. Maybe it is fitness. Maybe you're trying to burn a bit of fat and maybe you're trying to build a bit of muscle. But the point here, before we go too deep, is first of all, identifying the journey you're on. And regardless of what it is, whether it's bringing you hurt, anxiety, depression, joy, happiness, fulfillment, regardless of that journey, you've got to accept it. And once you accept the journey you're on, you can make clearer goals and clearer steps to help you succeed in your journey. Now, how long is your journey? How long is a piece of rope? The book by Carol Dweck, Mindset Coach, or Mindset is called, she references this phrase, becoming is better than being. And Alan Watts talks about the journey of life being not a destination but a dance. And the more I exist as who I am, the more I understand that, the more I enjoy the process. I always talk about Olympic weightlifting in terms of fishing. So at my gym, we obviously teach a little bit of Olympic weightlifting because it's a great way for number one, for a human or an adult to learn a new skill, to test the brain, to learn how to generate power from your core to your extremities. But it's not always easy to learn. It takes time. It's a process. And as long as you're involved in Olympic weightlifting specifically, there is always learning to do. At the beginning, you can see great progressions, great results, but then you hit a point where nothing really changes, nothing really happens. And it's all these finite movements that you have to add in that, make any sort of a change. And sometimes people get somewhat addicted to hitting PBs, and they don't come thick and fast when you're down the road of Olympic weightlifting for a while. So it becomes the love of the sport and the joy that you get from just turning up every day, grabbing a barbell and moving it. And that's a lot like fishing. The other day, you seen, I put the camera, there's always a few boys here with the fishing rods in. And there's a lot of times these boys come down here when they fish and they don't catch a fucking thing. But they still come back to fish. So what is it about fishing that they still love, even though it's not always successful. It's what it does for them, the person. It's the joy of the process, and understanding that the process is the journey, is the most important part of the journey. It's not about the destination. It's not about, all of a sudden I need to lose 10 kilos, but I want to lose it now and straight away and get there. People think that way. They want the fast results, but you don't understand that the process of getting to there, all the things and the steps that you're going to learn in order to get there is going to teach you a process of maintaining that. So it's not about getting to your destination super fast. It's about understanding that the process that you're in is bigger and better than the destination. So, as I said at the beginning, what is the journey you're on? Understand the journey that you're traveling right now. Then we can start to break it down. Is there a timeline you can put on it? If it's a certain thing, if it's a deadline, if it's something to do with you emotionally, for example, relationship stuff or anything like that, there's no real amount of time you can put on that. You can't be like, okay, in 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be fully over my ex because that's when I'm going to allow myself to do that. Yeah, that's unrealistic, because emotions hang around for a long time. But the most important thing to understand about emotions, if you are dealing with something emotional, is that shit's like training in the gym. If you train your biceps hard enough, they get stronger. If you train your quad muscles hard enough, they get stronger. If you sit with your emotions long enough, you get stronger at dealing with them. When it comes to emotional stuff, masking it or trying to bury it or hide away from it or run away from it is not going to do you any service in the long run. It's actually going to do you a disservice. It's actually going to make things harder. And trust me, I'm an Irishman. I know full well what it's like to bury emotions and hide them behind a lot of alcohol. That's a mask. That's something I've used in the past to deal with shitty circumstances. As I've grown up, I've realized that you can mask stuff for long enough, but it's still going to bubble to the top. And normally, the longer you mask it and the more you try and suppress it, and the deeper it goes, the worse it bubbles out in you. Maybe you're on a physical journey where it is something to do with your aesthetic self. Maybe you're going to say, right, I want to get my body fat down to, if you're a female, 22%, if you're a male, 14-15%. I want to achieve that. Where are you right now? Speak with a coach. What is the realistic timeline? What is the process you need to go on to reach that level? But understand that process, that journey you're going to go on of fitness or looking after your body is the skills you're going to take with you moving forward to help you maintain that. Okay, so it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. You got to enjoy that journey. There's going to be fucking ups and downs. It's not going to be all roses in the garden. It's going to be fucking shitty at times, but good. I've said this in a previous video. The bigger the challenges you face, the better the story you have to tell. Bottom line. So, to finish off this video, again, quoting Alan Watts, life is not about the destination or the arrival at the finish point, because what would that mean? Like when we get to the destination, we get to the finish point, well, what then? Life is about the dance. And what is a dance? Dance is not about, we dance at the beginning of the song and we try and zoom to the end. No, we go with the music. And what happens in our life is music. The challenges that we face, and sometimes there's hard beats and then there's nice soft melodic things. And it's how you move to it. Sometimes you don't always know the steps, but there's every so often you just fucking move with the groove. So keep that in mind. Don't fucking dwell on the destination. Don't dwell on the finish point. Focus on the journey. Focus on the dance. And fucking sway with that shit. Whew. I got all philosophistic on a Friday. Now I'm going to demolish my orange and I'm going to just enjoy the nice overcast day that it is. Thanks Melbourne for the Irish weather. I feel just at home. Giddy up!